It's another Gettin Real with Ashleydawn, and I want to talk to you about love. Love. If you live your life as if you're the only person in the world that can love the people around you, you will be amazed at the impact that you make. For instance, I'm a teacher, and my number one thing I want my students to know is that they're loved. Because I truly believe that if you know you're loved, if you feel valued, if you feel special, you'll try harder. You'll make better choices. You'll live a better life. You have hope. You have encouragement. You have love. You have joy. Love makes the world go round. And it's very important to me that the people in my life feel loved. And not some like superficial, I love you if you do this for me, but like, I love you from the core of your being. Even when you mess up, even when you have a bad day, I still love you. I tell my kids all the time when they go to timeout, God still loves you, your friends still love you, your parents still love you, I still love you, but you're making some bad choices and we need to make better ones. Love matters. Ashleydawn, why do you dress up like a crazy person? Why do you go out of your way so that the people in your life feel loved? Well, let me tell you, because I've been on the opposite end of it. I haven't felt loved. I've been in relationships. I've been in family things where I haven't felt loved. I've felt ignored, unseen, uninvited, and it hurts. It hurts when you think that people love you and they don't. It hurts when you think people are going to invite you somewhere and they don't. It hurts. Why do you think in every video it's so important for me to remind everybody, to remind you that you are seen, that you are celebrated, and that you are loved? Well, because I have felt unseen, I have felt uncelebrated, and I have felt unloved. Not by my parents, because my parents are my biggest cheerleaders and champions, but by friends, by previous boyfriends, by people that I thought had my back that didn't. Why does it hurt so bad when somebody cheats on you? Because you're giving your heart to somebody and you're expecting them to love you, and in return they lie to you, they mistreat you, they go behind your back, they betray you. It hurts because you think they love you. And a lot of times you think they love you with the same amount of love that you're giving them. And that's not always the case. And it hurts. What if every single person loved the people in their life? What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen if parents truly loved their children? Like pure love, protection, guidance. Well, there would be a lot less need for counselors. There would be a lot less need for psychologists. I tell people all the time, it is easier to raise healthy children than to repair broken adults. If you take the time and you love kids, they will blossom. It's like a flower in some sunshine and water. It will grow. But if you put even the greatest, sweetest, most loving child in the most terrible of circumstances and the worst conditions, that child is going to lash out. That child is going to do things for attention that they know they shouldn't be doing, but they're hurting and they're trying to cope and they're trying to sometimes escape what they're going through. I have a lot of friends that are broken adults, that are in counseling, that are going to psychologists, spending lots and lots of money. Why? Because their parents broke them as a child. Because somebody in their life broke them as a child. Maybe it was an aunt. Maybe it was an uncle who did inappropriate things to them. I was talking to somebody today about somebody doing inappropriate things to them when they were little. And I have a similar story about somebody that was a family friend that I trusted, that my family trusted, that said some things and did some things that they shouldn't have done. Thankfully, I have Jesus, but a lot of children don't. Thankfully, I had a mom and a dad who understood that I was uncomfortable around this person, and I didn't really have to be around that person as much as I was previously. Granted, I never told my dad what happened, because if I would have, my dad would have killed this person, and I didn't want my dad to go to prison. But there are a lot of broken people that are desperate for love, that are looking for it in the wrong places, because somewhere in their life somebody hurt them. And I get it. I've been there. I was previously married. I don't like to call it a marriage, because it was more like a wedding. We really weren't married. He was cheating on me before we got married, when we got married, and after we got married. And I didn't know that at the time, because he was really, really good at deceiving every person in his life, and his family was really trying to hide it too, because they didn't think I'd marry him if I knew the truth. But it hurt. It hurt when I gave up everything for somebody that wasn't even willing to be faithful to me. And it took counseling, and it took betrayed heart screws, and it took a lot of time for me to heal. And this is a woman, myself, who has walked with God her whole life. This is a woman who has had mentors and counselors and spiritual parents in her life loving her, a mom and a dad loving her whole life. And it took me a long time to heal from this wound. Think about a child who didn't have a loving environment to grow up in. And then, so their entire life, they're wounded. And then they grow up, and then the people as adults wound them even further. Look at Joyce Meyer. Her dad sexually abused her entire life. And her mom knew about it and did nothing about it. And in some of her books, she says her mom even blamed her sometimes. You know, and so she's a wounded child. She's miserable. She's hurting. She's sad. The people that are supposed to love her haven't. And then she meets a guy, and she's looking for love that her father didn't give her. And so she gets married to him, and he further wounds her. And so I think she said she was like in her late 20s or mid 20s or 30s or something. And she met Dave, her now husband and her forever husband. And she didn't understand how he was so happy. Well, he wasn't as wounded as she was as a child. He wasn't as broken as she was as a child. And it was easier for him to enjoy life. It was easier for him to smile. Why? Because he didn't have to heal from all the years of trauma and abuse that she did. There are so many people in life that are hurting, that haven't healed from the wounds of their childhood, that are looking for love that they never got from their mom, that they never got from their dad. Why do you think drug addiction is on the rise? People are numbing the pain. They're miserable. They're sad. They're lonely. They have wounds that have never been healed from their childhood, and they're numbing the pain with these drugs. That's how they get stuck in addiction. Nobody grows up thinking, I want to be an addict when I grow up. No, they grow up being hurt and having wounds and being broken and wanting to run away, wanting to escape that pain, wanting to numb it so they don't have to deal with it anymore. The world needs love. It says in the Bible, faith, hope, and love are the greatest. And the greatest of those three is love. Love is greater than any force on earth. It's greater than any force on earth. Why do you think so many people are settling for a counterfeit of love and sexual attention? Because for those couple minutes, they feel that oxytocin, they feel that bonding agent, that chemical that God created for us to bond with each other. They feel that. And for that little glimpse, that little blip, that little moment, they feel some kind of love. And no, it's not unconditional love. It's a sexual love. There's different kinds of love. But for that few little moments, they feel loved. They feel embraced. They feel held. And so they do things they necessarily wouldn't do because they just want to feel loved. They just want that emotional attachment, that emotional connection that maybe they didn't get it as a child, that maybe they didn't get from their mom, that maybe they didn't get from their dad. You want to fix the world's problems? Start raising healthy children. Because every generation that children become less healthy and less healthy and less healthy, and I'm not talking about physical health, because you can go to the gym and lose weight. You can go to the gym and get muscles. I'm talking about mental health. I'm talking about the battlefield of your mind. I'm talking about waking up and feeling like you have purpose. Waking up and feeling like you're loved. Like somebody in the world cares about you. Like your life matters. There are children that wake up every day that do not feel like their life matters. Maybe you're watching this and you're like, hey, Ashleydawn, been there. I know my friend Matthew tells me all the time that he really struggles with wanting to live. He's not happy. He's struggled with some social issues and depression, and life has been very unkind to him more recently. Now, do I think he still has a reason to live? Yes. Do I think that he is blessed? Yes, I do. Do I think that his best days are ahead of him? Yes, I do. Matt, I do. God has great things for you. Do I think that life has been unfair to you? Yes, I do. But it's going to get better. I think that if we would focus on healing from the wounds and the things that have broken us, then we would stop bleeding on all the people around us that didn't hurt us. I had a coworker that was yelling at somebody, and it wasn't that they were an angry coworker. It was their life was imploding. Like it was completely self-destructing, and they didn't know how to deal with it. And so to them, they just lashed out on the closest person to them, which happened to be our coworker. It's just like a cup, okay? If I have a cup, I don't have a cup with me. If I have a cup, okay, I got a bottle. If you bump into me, I'm going to spill, let's say the cap's off. I'm going to spill this water all over you if you bump into me, because it's water. I'm holding water. But if I have coffee, say I have hot coffee, and you bump into me, I'm going to spill that hot coffee all over you, okay? If I have soda, shout out Coca-Cola. I need my endorsement check. I love Coca-Cola. Vanilla Coca-Cola is one of my favorites. Actually, cinnamon Coca-Cola is like my most favorite. But if I have Coca-Cola, okay, and I'm holding it, and you bump into me, guess what's going to spill on you? Coca-Cola. Whatever is inside will come out of you. So if you got Coca-Cola in your little cup and somebody bumps into you, you're going to spill Coca-Cola. Whatever you have, you're going to spill. If you have love, you're going to spill love. If you have kindness, you're going to spill kindness. Whatever you have, you are going to spill. So I just want to ask you, what's in your cup? What are you going through? What kind of things do you need to heal from that you have yet to heal from? Sis, brother, heal from it. Get that help. Hire that counselor. Sign up for that psychiatrist. Get some help. Heal from what broke you so that you can receive all the love that God has to give you, so that you can receive the love that He has to give you from the people in your life. Heal. Heal from what God has for you. Well, not from what God has for you, but heal. Heal from what that person did to you that maybe they never apologized for. Heal. Get healthy so that when people love you, you can receive it. So you're at a place to where your hands are open instead of like clenched fists just pushing everyone away. Heal. Because you are loved, you are seen, you are celebrated, and you are loved, and there are people in your life that want to love you. You have to let them. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Peace, love, and joy. I love y'all. Everybody needs love. Everybody wants to be loved. To receive love, you have to have an open heart. Okay? So if your heart's not open, if you have been hurt by somebody in your life, forgive them. Work on forgiveness and let that change your life. Okay? You are loved, you're seen, you're celebrated, you're loved. God loves you. I do too. God has a great purpose and a plan for you. Do not give up yet. I love y'all. Catch you in the next one.